Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. You requested it, so you're getting it. Today I'm going to talk about synthesis. And I am sorry, I couldn't get a whiteboard today, so I'm going to do my best to use very descriptive words, and I'll try to edit in some written words so that you can also read as I'm talking. And today we're talking about synthesis. So we've already talked about earlier in this quarter about the process of analysis, that how we really start to get to those really juicy whys and hows. You've got to start very small. It's like Melinda May eating the whale. First, you have to read something. And you can read anything: a book, a person, a billboard, a TV show, food. You read it. You just, what am I taking in from the world? But just because you read something does not mean you comprehend it. I think of McLuhan. You can read McLuhan again and again and again, and that doesn't necessarily mean you comprehend it at first blush. So first you read, then you comprehend, and then the next step is you summarize. You distill what it really says down into its like purest idea, its purest form. Reading, comprehending, and then summarize gets us to analysis. Analysis is a big step after the first three. The first three are pretty much just systems of digestion. Can you take in ideas from the outside world? Read. Can you really understand those ideas from the outside world? Comprehend. And lastly, can you really distill those ideas into their purest form? Summarize. After all that digestion of ideas, you start idea generating. Analysis is really the first step in the higher order thinking skills of idea creation. And that's where you start asking why and how about these things in the world. And then you forward your own ideas about it. Synthesis is the next step up past analysis. And we really are getting into like the tippy top tier of higher order thinking skills. It's just idea creation. Analysis is idea creation. And then synthesis is like double analysis. It's analysis squared, or like incestuous analysis, where you lay whys and hows about one text and whys and hows about another text, and then in this interstition, I don't know, the camera middle's here, you get new whys and hows about the world in general. So you create new ideas. So I'm going to show you a little thing I drew because I didn't have a whiteboard. You can see that text 1 is your medium. You are going to look at an actual medium, an extension of ourselves, whether or not it's Facebook, the GPS, TiVo, or the mute button. I've been waiting to read an essay on the mute button. Remember when you couldn't mute TV? And I wonder how that changed how advertisers approach TV, how we as watchers approach TV. Anyway, first you're going to analyze your medium. You're going to read it. You're going to see if you really understand it, comprehend it. You're going to start to distill its big ideas. And then you're going to say, well, why do we have TiVo? How does TiVo change our lives? So you'll generate whys and hows off your medium. Then you read McLuhan. Hopefully you comprehend McLuhan. That's why I included the Fetterman essay in the video McLuhan Speaks. Because, believe me, this is English 101, and McLuhan is some heavy stuff. So I'm helping you along in the process of analysis so you can better comprehend and summarize McLuhan. I gave you outside sources. So then you really start asking yourself, well, why does McLuhan say the medium is the message? How did he get to that conclusion? How can I use that conclusion to better understand how I interact in the world? So once you have your whys and hows on McLuhan and your whys and hows on your medium, you're really going to use his ideas to explore a medium you interact with every day. And that's where the synthesis comes in. You are creating new ideas into the world, into the community of ideas to share with other people about, the personal, the social, and the unintended consequences of TiVo, GPS, the mute button, Facebook. So that's a specific direction on how to really work more on your McLuhan paper. And then to zoom back to talk macrocosmically, synthesis in general is double analysis. You need two texts to synthesize. You, the writer, are forwarding new ideas, but you're bringing them from other ideas. Kind of like green only exists because there is a blue and there is a yellow. The ideas you forward are only going to exist because McLuhan said something and someone invented the smartphone. Um, After synthesis, the next step is really genesis, where you just create ideas. Maybe you're going to make a movie or write a poem, or just write a novel. You're just going to totally, out of your brain, uninhibited, create an idea. But right now, we're slowing our roll and we're just on synthesis. Actually, you've already done a synthesis. Brooks' essay is technically a synthesis. Brooks read 3 different songs, 3 different texts, Carrie Underwood, Pink, and Avril Lavigne. And then from those 3, he said, I have this new idea about women in general today, women in the 21st century who are dating today. That was a synthesis essay. So essentially, you've already done this. We're just kicking it up a notch because we're using like a dead fancy academic like McLuhan and not just a newspaper column like David Brooks. So you've done this before. You've got this. If you have any questions, make sure you email me, and I can help you better develop your synthesis essay. Hopefully, you're good to go. Rock on.